أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد, عباد Allah, it's very, very important that in precarious times such as ours, with so much misinformation flying around and with so much hostility in the air with regards to our communications, even when we go to the shops. I went to a hostel a couple of nights ago, and the receptionist at the front desk, just by my mere appearance, happened to bring up the conflict in the Middle East. I don't know him, he doesn't know me, we didn't even have a conversation about what his name is and what my name is, and straight away we're talking about children being killed over there. So the topics that are happening are across the world. They're going to take place in our own backyard, and just because your name is Shah, Khan or Uddin, you're going to be approached with these types of topics all the time, whether you like it or not, whether you're someone who wants to sit on the fences and stay out of it, whether you're someone who just wants to put their head down and be like, you know what, mali wa mali hadhihi al-ma'arik, I have nothing to do with the conflict over there, I just want to make some bread for my family and live my life in peace. Too bad, brother, you are Muslim and it's going to come your way sooner or later. So the best thing for you to do is three things, inshallah. Well, there's many things that you can do, but I'll pick those three things, inshallah ta'ala, and I'm sure there are many other wisdoms and benefits that many other people have shared online and elsewhere in your own circles. But the three things that I'll share with you today is that the first thing that you need to do is you need to be prepared. Be prepared for the questions and the arguments that are going to be put against you. Just because you are Muslim, you are expected to have some sort of inhiyaz, to have some sort of partisanship, some sort of bias towards a terrorist organization, just because you're Muslim. And we know that from the early 2000s, and even before that, that's been the case for a very, very long time here in the West, and it's just exacerbated by situations like this. So be prepared for the types of arguments that are going to come your way. Make sure that you read up on the facts and what's actually going on the ground, and make sure that you have counterclaims and counter arguments ready, inshallah ta'ala, so whenever Dave or whoever else is going to come up to you and try to catch you unawares, you are prepared, inshallah ta'ala. And to do that, and the best way or the best example that I can give you from that is from Musa alayhi salam himself, the person who all of us, every single one of us, be they Jew, Muslim and even Christian for that matter, all look to for spiritual guidance and upliftment. Musa alayhi salam, with regards to preparations, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepared him for his meeting with Fir'aun. When he was all alone, and when he was receiving revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah was telling him to throw your stick. There's nobody around, he's just on his own. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling him to throw his stick. He throws his stick and stuff happens with it, he gets afraid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him to put his hand in his right pocket and then take it out. And then he will see what he's going to see from the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of this is happening when nobody's around. Nobody's there to see him. Nobody's there to witness this ayah or this sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he prepares himself, and when he goes to meet Fir'aun, he's already done what he needs to do on his own, in his quiet time, in the quiet hours, so that when he meets Fir'aun and the going gets tough, he is well prepared and he is not caught unawares. The second thing that you need to do after preparation is have courage. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of confrontation. We as people in general, here in the UK, Muslims in the UK, we're kind of afraid of conflict because we're brown and our passports can get taken away from us, as we have seen happen to other people. So because of that, obviously that's a bit of a trope. I see many white faces as well, no offense to anybody, but because you're Muslim, it can happen to you and they can come after your kids too. But the point is that you have to have courage. You have to be courageous in the sight or in the time of confrontation. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to have some sort of fear. Musa alayhi salam himself had fear. He even said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I am afraid. Right? Me and my brother Harun, even though we are both together, we are afraid. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he responded and he said, قَالَ لَا تَخَافَ إِنَّنِي مَعَكُمَا أَسْمَعُ وَأَرَى. I am with you. He said to them, don't fear, don't be afraid. I am with you, I hear all and I see all. The key to courage, brothers and sisters, the key to overcoming that fear of confrontation is recognizing that لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. There is no power and there is no might, there is no control, and there is nothing that anybody has the power to do except through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills it, it's going to happen to you. Whether it happens through your enemy or your interlocutor or somebody else that you dislike, or it happens at the hand of a friend and an ally that you didn't expect it to happen from. No matter what happens to you from perceived evil, it is going to happen no matter what. whether from a good source or a bad source. Recognize that, and recognize that no matter what happens, through good and bad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with you. And whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with, is anything bad going to befall that person? 100% not. And if you have that in your heart, you can face any type of difficulty and any type of confrontation bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The third thing, after preparation and courage, is focus. Focus the point. Argue the point. Don't be distracted by all of the misnomers, all of the straw man arguments, all of these lies that they will chuck at you in order to make you feel bad and then condemn Muslims and give up Al-Aqsa. Don't give in to that sort of rhetoric, and don't give in to that sort of argument. Focus and focus the point. The same thing happened to Musa alayhi salam. He comes up to Fir'aun, and in his first conversation with Fir'aun, remember, the point is to free Bani Israel, to free the Palestinians, right? That's the point of Musa alayhi salam's mission. The first thing he says to Fir'aun is, send with me Bani Israel. What does Fir'aun go and do? He starts to remind him of all of the things that have happened to him, with him and Fir'aun and his family, with Musa and Fir'aun and his family. So he says to him, قَالَ أَلَمْ نُرَبِّكَ فِينَا وَلِيدًا. Did you not were you not raised in the household of Fir'aun? Were you not small and young and we raised you up amongst us? Are you not here in the UK? If you don't like our laws and you don't like our society, why don't you go back from where you came from? Similar arguments today. وَلَبِثْتَ فِينَا مِنْ عُمُرِكَ سِنِينَ. And you have spent many years with us. وَفَعَلْتَ فَعْلَتَكَ الَّتِي فَعَلْتَ وَأَنْتَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. And remember that thing that you did when you weren't a believer, when you weren't coming to us with this message of Tawheed and Allah and sending Bani Israel with you and so on and so forth. When you weren't doing this stuff, remember what you were doing? Remember that guy that you killed from our people? What's going on there? You need retribution for your actions. Musa alayhi salam doesn't give in. He doesn't get distracted by these misnomers and these straw men and these distractions. Rather, he focuses on the point, and he focuses on the fact that he still needs Bani Israel. Okay, let's say I did all of that. Salamna ya basha. I did all of those things that you said that I've done. I did spend time with you and you did raise me, and you do have that one over me. وَتِلْكَ نِعْمَةٌ تَمُنُّهَا عَلَيَّ أَنْ عَبَّدْتَ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل. Is that the favor that you use against me in order to enslave the people of Israel, of Yaqub? Yani, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, fine, Hamas are terrorists, but does that give you justification to slaughter an entire population, to kill tens of thousands of people, to kill children? Does that justify? It doesn't justify. Of course it doesn't. So focus the point. Don't be distracted by all these distractions that they come up with and that they're going to come up with, inshaAllah ta'ala. You do those three things. Prepare, have courage, and focus and argue the point. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, you'll be successful, and nothing can harm you, inshaAllah ta'ala, and no deportation. And if a case comes against you, then get in touch with the cage. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, I'll ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all the servitude, the strength and the fortitude to be able to stand up to oppression wherever it is, whether that is over there in the Middle East or here in the UK. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. To finish, inshaAllah ta'ala, there is an hour on the day of Jumu'ah. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asked in that hour, He doesn't leave the one who makes dua to Him empty-handed. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our sins, to overlook our shortcomings, and to save us from the punishment of the hellfire. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين في فلسطين. اللهم كن عونا لهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم لا تكن عليهم يا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم انصرهم على عدوهم يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أنزل عليهم سكينتك وسلامتك ورأفتك ورحمتك يا رب العالمين. اللهم تقبلهم من الشهداء يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يقفون معهم يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا رب العالمين. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العلي الجليل يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقم الصلاة.